Proudly sponsored by Bettermore.
Welcome back to the studios. Joining us in the studio is Mr. Paul Akwe. He is the uncle to Chisom Akwe, a student of Holy Rosary College in Enugu, representing Enugu State. Good day, sir.
It's a pleasure.
Joining us in the studio is the mother of one of our contestants representing Asaba, Ajama Tamari. Welcome, ma'am.
Thank you.
So please tell us your name.
Adijatu Uroshone.
So do you have any message for the sponsors of the program?
Yes,
Yes, they've done something remarkable, like
to sponsor children and make them feel, boost them to study better, read it better, understand and learn life. I'm very grateful about it.
I have seen her develop, coming to look at another area of her life, going outside as fair, like one of the topic, it just was not suitable for her. She said, no, this is not my opinion, I want this. But she was asked to present an opposite opinion. And that week was very tough. She had to make phone calls and all that. So I say the producer, they've done a very good job. It has given the youths an avenue to explore, know themselves better, and grow from it.
Mates, ladies and gentlemen, I am Miss Ajama Tamari, a student of Gold Foundation Schools, Asaba. I stand to assert that privatization is a sure strategy for Nigeria's economic development and growth. It is a known fact that futures of public enterprise in developing countries of Africa, especially Nigeria, are inefficiency, corruption, and uncared attitude from public servants to public work. This in turn leads to wastage, slow growth, and inordinate dependence on the governments for support. As a result, the federal government promulgated Decree No. 25 on privatization in 1988 to give legal backing and formally restructure privatization into Nigeria. Privatization in clear terms is a method of transferring an enterprise or industry from the public sector to the private sector, while economic growth and development is an increase in real per capita income over time. First, in terms of efficiency and innovation, the primary goal of privatization is to make the private sector the engine growth of the economy through efficient utilization of resources. Competition makes the private sector to be efficient and innovative in the production of goods and services, but in case of the public sector, it is not so. The governments are not interested in efficiency, rather they give subventions and grants to them, even when they perform below expectations. Moreover, privatization generates revenue for the government through payment of tax, license fees, etc. The government uses the money to facilitate the country and other areas and provide programs that benefit the citizens. So would you say that they are opaque, corrupt, and incompetent? Tell me, why do you continue to criticize the private sector for no just cause? Furthermore, lack of political interference. Public enterprise are influenced by governments, which leads to the abandonment of many projects, wastage of economy, and employment of surplus workers. But in the private sector, it is not so, because the shareholders meet regularly to make decisions that affect the masses. They move from house to house to find out if their products are satisfactory. If not, they meet up to expectations, revive obsolete goods, and create good interpersonal relationship with their consumers. In conclusion, there is a general feeling that privatization will aggravate the problem of non-access to the poor to utility service, because private providers will focus on areas of high income and how to maximize profits. But my opponent will attest to the fact that since privatization of the telecommunication has put an end to that notion, even the poorest of the poor has access to a cell phone. Therefore, with my point, it is simply clear to everyone that privatization is the assured strategy for economic development and growth in Nigeria. Thank you.
The organizers and sponsors, my panel of incorruptible judges, accurate timekeeper, erudite talkmates, and everyone present, good day. I'm Akwe Chisom from Enugu State, and here to speak in expostulation to that motion that privatization is an assured strategy for economic development in Nigeria. Privatization has been an issue of global debate in recent years. In Nigeria, it has remained highly controversial, politically risky, and has received lots of criticism from people of different calibers. Knowing fully that it's not supported in our democratic society, why still see it as an assured strategy to economic development? To begin, privatization is simply tantamount to capitalism. Its main aim is to maximize profit and minimize spending, and this it does through cutting off workers. Hence, it is portrayed as a predominant propeller to unemployment in the society, because when public enterprises are privatized, workers face threats of downsizing, right-sizing, rationalizing, and other terms that connote retrenchment. A report by Dr. Emmanuel Akinifesi, former Chief Research Officer of the Central Bank of Nigeria in 1995, reveals that certain sectors like banks, insurance companies, and their likes often cut off workers due to restructuring exercises, which invariably affects employers of labor. We can now see the reason why employees of public enterprises have taken a belligerent stance against privatization, because it is not in the interest of the country and the people. Besides, what right-thinking fellow would talk about economic development in an unemployed society? Furthermore, privatization serves as a means of abusing public interest. In Nigeria, the Labour Union has embarked on several industrial actions against privatizing key government corporations. Notable among these cases is the deregulation of the downstream oil sector. Fuel subsidy was removed on 1st January 2012, and hence it led to the forces of demand and supply to dictate price of crude oil in the market, hence leading to a rocket increase from 65 naira to 145 naira per litre of fuel. Even in Ontario, Canada, when the provincial government split energy supply between the public and private sector, electricity bills rose from 4.3 cents to 25.6 cents for every kilowatt consumed per hour. In addition, privatization is counterproductive to the needs of the people by giving away our important social services to the hands of a group that values profit more than people. My father here is a senior manager of operations with PHCN. He wakes up every day by 7 o'clock, comes back around 9 o'clock, and then at the end of the month, he's paid with peanuts. This has shown you that the private companies, they exploit their workers. Even among nations of the world, it is seen as an imposition by foreign capitalist countries and agencies like International Monetary Funds and World Bank. Conclusively, privatization is a servant that has done more for these faceless corporations than for the people it claims to serve. The government should stop shifting off fiscal responsibilities to the hand of a group that values dividends more than development, because it is slowly but surely strangling life out of our economy. Thank you.
All other protocols duly observed. I heard my fellow opponent talk about employment. If government creates good employment for the country and they are efficient enough, why would they promulgate privatization in 1988? Tell me, they create good job opportunities for the citizens. Yes, it's true, they give subvents to the people. But let me tell you something. In the public sector, they do not work hard because they know that the government gives them subvents and they cannot do anything. But in the private sector, everyone has good quality services and work because they know that if they do not work, they will be removed. Talking about subsidy, both the private and the government subsidize the price of goods to meet the needs of the people. Take the hospital, for instance. The public sector, yes, they have good hospitals, but do they have qualified doctors? Unlike the private sector, that have good quality services that render to people. Yes, the public sector, they do not increase the price of things. But let me tell you, every special service that is given to everybody has special quality. Also, was it not true Bettermore for Better Mind, a private company that gave me and my opponent the golden opportunity to show our intellectual abilities? Tell me, I leave my opponent with this question to ponder on. Thank you.
Thank you for this golden opportunity to round up my points. And who says that corruption, who says that the private sector is a saint when corruption is mentioned? Do we recall that this day newspaper of July 14, 2015 reported that contrary to the advice of Mr. Mohammed Bello Adoke, the former Attorney General of the Federation, 1.45 billion naira was paid for legal and consultancy fees by the Bureau of Public Enterprise Chiefs. Of this money, 950 million naira went into the pocket of a PDP lawyer for the liquidation of PHCN, even when it had already been sold in November 2013. The remaining 500 million naira balance went into the pocket of the Accountant General of the Federation. Even the Vanguard newspaper of August 16, 2011 tells us details about the probe of this same bureau due to their privatization activities and sale of 122 federal enterprises which have nothing to show today. Is it not because of this same privatization that companies like Delta State Steel Complex at Alaja and then Ajokuta Steel Complex at Itakpe are non-functional today? Even Nitel, what do we see here about them today? I leave you with this to ponder on, my audience. But yet, let history be the fair judge of our actions. And on this note, I rest my argument. Thank you.